What's up, everyone? All right, well, probably weren't expecting to see me again. Recap, take two. We had two epic short squeezes this afternoon. ORPH from 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to $77.77. What a perfect number. And you know what? I didn't trade it. But I saw it kind of towards the end of the move, and I jumped into a sympathy stock, GLTO, which squeezed up about 200%. And I made an extra $17,000 on that, plus another trade on meds, finishing the morning up the day over $40,000. What a day. Unreal. So enjoy this second recap on short squeezes. This is pretty cool. You're gonna see the same pattern on both stocks, and it's a very distinctive one. It's one that we talk about in the classes. Those of you guys that haven't checked out our website, jump over to warriortrading.com. We have, if you go to the top menu under, let's see, resources, and then day trading, under day trading tools, then day trading guide, you can check out my guide that has all kinds of detailed stuff about strategy, entries, exits, patterns, brokers, order types, so much stuff. So make sure you guys check that out. And I hope you enjoy the second recap for today. Maybe you made some money today, maybe you lost some money. Easy come, easy go. In case you didn't already know, day trading is hard. My results are not typical. You should expect as a beginner trader, you will lose money. And with that expectation in mind, trade in a simulator before you put real money on the line. All right, enjoy the recap, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. All right, well, looks like we're going to do a second recap. I was not expecting this, but GLTO and ORPH offered some incredible moves this afternoon. I mean, this was crazy. And you know what? I missed the whole thing. I don't have one trade on ORPH, but I did trade GLTO, and I'm still holding 8 shares at 1041. I got caught holding a small position there. But I'm finishing now 15,000 in my main account, 26, almost 27 in my retirement. That's over $40,000 green on the day. I was up $40,000 yesterday. I came back for an afternoon trade and I lost 10 grand. Today I came back for an afternoon trade and I made 17. So afternoon trading right now is paying me this week. Maybe temporary, because typically it doesn't pay. But let's look at ORPH. So on this one, I sat down at my computer at about 12:30, and I saw that ORPH had been on the halt scanner, and I was like, okay, it's a 34 million share float. There's no news. It looks like it's light volume. So I don't know, 2.6 million shares at 12:30. I saw it was halted up. I saw the resumption was showing at 16, but there was no way I felt that I could trade that. I was like, I'm not taking a trade on that would be just too risky. Now, I did take a trade at 12:30 on meds, which by itself was risky, and that was for the breakthrough $10, which was right here. So I made a little bit more on meds than I had here when I did my first recap, and that was on that squeeze right there up to 1080. But on ORPH, I just thought it was too risky, no interest. So then I had some things to do. I left my computer area for a little while. I came back, and it was halted like this. And I was like, are you kidding me? So this thing seriously went to $77.77? I mean, what happened? So this is kind of an important chart to break down, and this is something that we do talk about for Warrior Pro students. So first it squeezes up earlier this morning. Then on the first halt going back down, and it just resumed here, ORPH. And it's halting going up. This is very predictable that that on resumption you get a halt going up. I can't chase that. Unfortunately, on resumption, it may gap down slightly as people are still trying to sell and bail out. Right now it's showing a $44 resumption. That's going to come down. There's no way it's going to open at 44. Now it's 35, now it's 30. So that resumption price will come back down. Anyways. I was watching for a dip, and that's honestly a perfect dip right off the VWAP. The problem is this has been halted for nearly an hour, for 55 minutes. So you just have no idea. You just don't know when they're going to resume. Sometimes they resume right at that 5-minute increment, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just resume at an odd time, and you're just like, whoa, what's going on? So this resumed, and within 20 seconds was halted going up. So some people market ordered out, took some profit, and then maybe some short covering, and it pops up to 25. Now it's still showing a $30 resumption, which would be not bad, but we'll see what it actually resumes at. So anyways, when I sat back down, I saw that this had squeezed here, and what I took interest in were a couple things. Number one, several halts in a row going up in this area. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Opens high, halts going down, opens lower, sells off. Halts down again. This is very typical stuff. Sell off, and sometimes they go all the way back down. But it did start to curl up, and it halted going back up right here off the VWAP. It then squeezed up again and halted again. So once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then opens high and halts coming back down. Now, this is typically a no-brainer short setup. You start shorting as it's going up and looking to add on the first candle that closes red, halting going down. Now, I'm not a very aggressive short seller, and I don't have shares available to borrow most of these stocks, this one included. But in any case, so it did work out on this one. And then on this one, what ended up happening is it opened higher and ripped. And there, now you're getting 2 things happening. You're getting short squeeze from anyone who shorted in this on-ramp here, thinking it was going to drop, now getting forced to cover as it's going parabolic, and new long traders jumping in to ride the momentum, and now you're seeing big gaps where it's opening and immediately squeezing up into another halt, all the way to 77, until big reversal here, halting down. Opens, halts down a second time, then it's halted for like an hour, opens down 50% from 56 down at 20, 21, over 50%, then bounces and halts going up as people are covering short positions, and some traders are averaging down. So this chart pattern, it's one that we've seen a lot, and we talk about it in the classes. We saw it last year on Duo, we saw it on LTRPB, we've seen it on so many stocks over the years. You know, this is, it's a memory game. You start to learn these patterns, the chart patterns, and you start to anticipate what you think is going to happen based on what happened in the past. And we all do it with, whatever degree of accuracy. This month, I've been trading at just about 80, I think it was 83% when I was looking at it during my recap earlier this morning. It doesn't really matter, but somewhere around 80% accuracy. Most beginner traders lose money because they don't understand the patterns, they don't understand how to manage risk, they don't necessarily have the right tools to equip them to trade the markets as volatile as they are here today. And, they throw money into the market and it's gone. Easily, there are people that could have FOMO'd into this thinking it's going to go to 100 and are now down, over 50% on their position. And if you're someone who, lost money on this stock today, I feel for you because I have been that person too. I have been the person that, a stock went up 1,000% and I still managed to lose money on it. So I know the feeling. It's a terrible one, but within those losses are lessons. So GLTO was a sympathy stock, kind of squeezing up once, twice, then opening and halting down. I bought the dip into the halt going down. I then added, as it resumed higher, into that squeeze up, 7,500 shares long, and was taking profit in the second halt going up. Third halt, I took a little more off the table, and now I got stuck holding 8 shares because when it resumed, within 10 seconds, it hit a high of 1641 and then 1350. And now it halted down at 1350 and is showing a 950 resumption, and we've been halted for about 15 minutes. The same as essentially very similar to what we had on ORPH. And both of these are like no news stocks, and it's just kind of, but this was very similar to what we've seen in the past, Duo, LTRPB, when there's been a bunch of them. And so, you just kind of learn the pattern. And I do have FOMO that this ORPH made this huge move and I didn't make a penny on it. So here's something to be mindful of. Right now it's showing this is very important. See what I'm saying? So, okay, so I didn't get a chance to articulate that before it happened. So what happened was we were showing a resumption that was low. So it halted going up at 25.30, but it opened at 24.80. It's only 20 cents, but that is really bearish. And then it drops. Now on a second halt going down, right here, this one probably won't be as long, and what we probably will see is some basing here off of the volume weighted average price. most likely some more people are probably getting out of a losing position in that drop. And we're going to get to a point where people are starting, the few that had shares available to borrow would be starting to cover shorts. And in fact, some people, not even who took the trade at all, like me maybe, would start to look at this as, okay, can I get in around 20, around the volume weighted average price with a stop, 50-cent stop, and see if this does curl from here? Because sometimes what we see on these, and I don't know because it's only 3:30, but what we have seen before on these, we've seen them curl back up as we go into the close. So I could very easily see this back up at $40 by the close, and I could also see it back down at $10. And so ultimately the question is, do I see something in the short term that gives me some level of conviction to press that buy button? And it could be, there's a number of things that could do it, but certainly if it broke over 25, that would be bullish. But if I could get a dip down around $21 with a stop at $19.50 or something like that, $20, that could work. So we'll see what happens. But GLTO, this one is still halted. It's now been halted for over 15 minutes, so it'll be a 20-minute long halt. It's showing a $9.50 resumption, so it's a low resumption. I'm going to lose a little bit on the 8 shares I'm still holding, but it's not going to ruin my day. Of course, this is the risk with trading later in the day. The later in the day you trade, the more you expose yourself to the risk of screwing up. And then, what was a perfectly reasonable and acceptable $20,000 green day could have been turned into a red day for me. And so I really hesitate to trade in the afternoon. As I said, it's hard for me to even come online here and talk about the trades, because once I start looking at stuff, I get tempted and then I jump in. So ORPH, hit a high of, plus 1,000% short squeeze, and GLTO plus 200% short squeeze. So we had two pretty nice short squeezes today. Impressive for sure. So we're now showing a $19 resumption on ORPH. The problem for me would be that if it gets really below the VWAP, it may be hard for it to recover that level. Although, like I said, if you're shorting it here, it's already down well over 50% from the high. It's 60% from the high. So this isn't the safest place to be taking a short position. On the other hand, it's still up 326%. And if you set your stop around 25, and you did get that afternoon fade for the rest of the day back down to $15 or $9, $10, that could be a nice return. So I don't know. So let's see, what's the time? So we still have about 90 seconds to resumption. I'm just going to end the recap here. And those of you guys tuning in on YouTube and Facebook for the recap, you're welcome to come over to warriortrading.com. Up in the top of the menu, you can put up search for quotes, and you can get the news and the latest price and see what happened with ORPH to end the day. And you can always come over to warriortrading.com if you want to just check out. We have so much stuff on the website. We've got, you go over to resources, we've got all these resources, the trading guides, broker guides. We've got so much stuff on here. I don't know if everyone knows about it or utilizes all of it, but it's pretty comprehensive. So if you have any questions about trading, our website's a great place to come check stuff out. So these are just, as I'm scrolling down there, those are all different categories of content. So, all right, that's it for the recap. Second recap of the day. Wasn't expecting to do that, but that's where I finish. So over 40,000 on the day. What a day. My goodness, unexpected. I hope you really enjoyed that video, and make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers this year, but we won't get there without your help. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button.